Hi, it's Kevin Lobates here, and today I thought I'd talk a bit about blockchain platforms and which ones I spend time on. So when it comes to public open blockchains, my favorite has to be Bitcoin. I think there's an awful lot that can be done with it, and there's an awful lot of potential for future work on it. Ethereum in principle looks good to me, but I find it a bit overly complicated and over-engineered. The problems that it's trying to solve may well be real valid problems, but for the moment I think the learning curve and the amount of effort you need to put into it to actually get something done is not commensurate with the amount of reward I get in terms of the software or prototypes that I produce. So that's my favorite open permissionless blockchain. When it comes to permission blockchains, I've always been a fan of multi-chain. Again, it's down to the practicalities of how quickly can I get something up and running. The other choice would have been Hyperledger, but again, it takes a lot of effort to get it up and running, and multi-chain is very, very fast and does pretty much what I need. So that's why I go with that. And recently I've been looking at DAGs, and there are a handful of them out there that look reasonable. The one that I've settled on for the moment is Obytes, because again it kind of cuts to the core of what I need from a DAG. Easy to get up and running. It's in JavaScript and Node, which I'm familiar with, so I'm happy with that too, and it has a test net that is easy to hook into and get writing some code. So that's something that I've been looking at recently. Now these are all my own personal preferences. I'm not saying that these ones are the best and that you should be using those. I'm just stating what I personally feel the most comfortable with and why. So just a video on my personal preferences when it comes to working at the code face with blockchain. Maybe you'll leave a comment to let me know which ones you like and why you like working with them. Of course, it always boils down to personal preference and what your experience and background is. That's probably the biggest influencer in picking a particular platform. In the same way that people who've always worked with Windows are going to find a move to Linux hard because it's an unfamiliar paradigm. Now I know there's a lot of arguments been going on historically about which is better. I think it really depends on what problem you're trying to solve and what your background and expertise is. That really should be the biggest choice. So that's a post on my personal preferences in the blockchain and DLT space. As I said, let me know what yours are. Leave a comment below. Bye for now.